Hello, my friends. So how does it feel to know that there's big business interests out there that actually make lots and lots of money, tons of it, by perpetuating sickness, pain, suffering, misery, by poisoning their consumers in various ways, and they make lots and lots of money? It feels pretty awful, and all of us, you and I, this is common knowledge. We all know that there's big business interests out there that make lots of money by poisoning and harming their consumers in the planet that we live on in various different ways. So if we all know about this, how are they able to continuously get away with it? I've got the answer to that if you're open to hearing it, and I hope you are, because I want to create a revolution. I want you to help me create this revolution of a really great idea that can lead to some amazing action that anybody can do. So here's what it is. So we've got this, for example, we've got this healthcare industry, which is really a sickness management industry, and everybody knows this much. Their goal is to help you and I and everybody that they can, as many people as possible, to die as slowly as possible. Therefore, you will need medications for the rest of your life. I mean, even by their own admission in the medical community, it is not possible to cure anybody of a chronic disease. First, we have to make the diagnosis that you're chronically whatever, and there's no cure. You will be on medications for the rest of your life. We all know this is how they operate. You and I, we all know it. So if we know what we know, how do they continue to do it and get bigger and bigger every year if we all know this? Well, here's what it is. Here's the key ingredient. The key ingredient right here. You and so many other people have this idea that it is bad to make lots of money. We have a very negative emotional attachment towards making lots of money. If somebody even suggests to you that it would be a good idea to learn how to make money by spreading health instead of sickness, a lot of you will say, that's awful. If I'm going to spread health, I'm going to do it for free. Bam. That's the key ingredient. That is exactly what has paved the way for big business interests to make lots of money, like an obscene amount of money, $500 billion a year just by the drug companies. That doesn't even include the food manufacturers that put GMOs in our food that makes us kind of need the drugs from the drug companies to begin with. Insurance companies and hospitals, pharmaceuticals, big agriculture, all of those things, all those entities make tons and tons of ridiculous amounts of money every year, and it gets larger and larger because otherwise good people have a negative attachment towards money, and we believe, not me personally, but most of us believe that if you're going to do something good, you should do it for free. The floodgates open for corrupt, evil business that hurts you, your family, people you love and care about, other creatures of the planet that we coexist with, and the planet itself. So step number one is to acknowledge that, to have the humility to acknowledge that we have a problem with money that makes it easy for poverty to be perpetuated, for sickness to grow every year, and for all of these other horrible things to happen. It's our negative attachment towards money that paves the way for all of those things to happen. We have to acknowledge that. And it takes a shrinking of thy ego to acknowledge that so that we can. And then once we acknowledge that, we can do something about it. We can destroy our negative attachment towards money and replace it by embracing money. Because money is just an extension of ourselves, our energy. And if we can make that alignment, then we can make it not just okay, but oh my God, I've got to make lots and lots of money. Maybe not just for me specifically, sure, take what I need because I got to pay bills and so forth, and I've got dreams that need funding, who knows what else. But you can also take the money supply away from the criminals, therefore they have to change how they operate or they go out of business, right? And now we have a healthcare industry for real, a real healthcare industry that actually helps people get healthy, and we can start curing people of chronic diseases and all kinds of things and set people up for lifelong, sustainable, healthy, happy living that catches on. That has to be a popular idea. That's what we have to do if we want to change this. Change our attachment that we have with money, make it a positive one, and realize that money is a tool. It's a resource. It's how we vote. When we vote with our dollars, you go to the supermarket, are you buying GMO-laden food that gives more money to people who profit by making people sick so that they can continue to make more people sick? Or are you buying organic food grown by local farmers with sustainable, ethical farming practices? Is that what you're voting for so we can get more health? Or are you voting for foods that make people sick so we get more sickness? How you spend your money, that's like the ultimate action that you could take, is just shifting how you spend your money, because every dollar you spend is another vote that you cast that has far more effect and impact than who you vote for president, believe it or not, because industry follows money. So be eager to spend your money differently, because those are votes. Those are votes that actually mean something. Those are votes that are counted even more so than for president. And then embrace the idea of making lots of money, because you're going to vote differently with that money that you make. And enough people do that, we cause a revolution, right? And also get into this idea of, I got to figure out how to make lots and lots of money by spreading health instead of sickness. Just that one thing alone right there, enough people start making lots of money spreading health instead of managing sickness, then all of those businesses, all of those industries, all of those entities that are in the sickness management industry in one way or another, they go out of business, man. They're done. They either get with the program or they're done. Either way, the landscape has changed, and we have a revolution of health and people feeling better, feeling good. Self-confidence goes up. Productivity goes up. We start to solve our problems because we got the energy to do it now, because we're healthy and vibrant living human beings. Doesn't that sound like more fun than running as programmed? Because when we continue to speak these horrible words about how bad money is and have these horrible feelings about it and this negative emotional attachment towards money, we're running as programmed. That's exactly how those big business interests want us to think and want us to act in our daily lives. That's how they want us to interact with money, so that they can continue to have the money supply, so they can continue making more money for themselves and perpetuating poverty and sickness and all those aforementioned things, so that they continue to have the power, the wealth, the money, and whatever their agenda is to help us die as slowly as possible, or whatever it happens to be. So stop running as programmed, and just recognize that you may have a problem with an emotional attachment that you have about money. If it's a bad one, change it to one that's, I embrace money now, not for the sake of money, not for the love of money, but for the changes that you could be a part of, the positive changes that you could be a part of for the entire planet to benefit from. That's what it's all about. It's not about the money. It's not about the money at all, but you have to learn to embrace money first, so that you can make it about the bigger picture beyond the money and looking beyond what the eyes can see about money. I'm sure that makes sense. Run with it. Share this video with other people, because this is so much more important. It's not about me, and it's not just about you, but it's about a really good idea that needs to be perpetuated and believed in and acted upon the world over, so that we can take our world back and have it become this powerful place for people that want to do good by their neighbors and by themselves, by their families, and just be great stewards of the planet and fellow citizens of the world. This idea needs to be perpetuated. I don't care if it comes from me or somebody else. It just needs to be perpetuated. So please share this video if you agree with this message at all, or any part of this message, and you know people that would like this message, please share it. It needs to be shared. And yeah, that's it. That's my message. And if you want to look into see more of what I'm about, because I've got all kinds of different messages out there, I like to create awareness, and I like to be a whistleblower. I've got my website. It's called tombirkenmeyer.com, TOMBIRKENMEYER.com. And I also have fireyourboss.xyz. That one is a .xyz, not a .com. It might be easier to remember too, fireyourboss.xyz. And I've also got my Facebook. If you care to friend request me on Facebook, most likely, unless I see something really disgusting on your profile, I'll probably accept you on Facebook. Take care, share, get this word out. It's a great idea, and I'll be making my next video soon. Thanks, everyone.